And we've got a scramble situation here. And the takedown goes to McCrone there with the boot in and the crossbody ride. But you kind of hit on it. And that's an area where it's difficult to see here from the camera angle, but one of the differences between high school and college wrestling, with the forearm kind of across the throat there, in high school a lot of times you will get a stoppage there that will not happen in college wrestling.
4 points officially indicated for Brendan McCrone for the back points.
And now wants to step over for the reversal. He's going to get it.
So look
well,
as if
quite.
Frazier was kind of trying to leave it for a second.
Yeah. Well, yeah, he wanted to bail out to avoid back points, and he was able to ultimately bail out. But boy, McCrone right back to the boots, right? Because McCrone has been dominant on top, but you don't have time. The 1 point you could get, well, he's got it. Well, now here's some action. Nearly a takedown. They did give the takedown, but no back points yet.
Geog 11-6. Solar's 18-10, and he gets the first takedown. 3 points this year as the NCAA rules changed.
So it has definitely changed kind of the landscape of college wrestling. I think we want to wait a little bit longer before we make any proclamations whether or not that's a good thing or a bad thing, but it certainly is an interesting thing. And here's Geog now in on a shot. Solers was able to score off of Geog's shot to start the match. So it was going to be interesting to see moving forward what, if anything, Geog did differently for his offense. What he did not do is shy away from it. Get right back on the attack and turn it into a three-point takedown.
Luke Geog against Rutgers had a 4-3 decision win, an upset over number 12 John Pazanski from Rutgers. As a former wrestling coach, when making the decision of going on the top or bottom, did you have one you decided to choose more than another as an advantage? He was down 7-0 in his Michigan match, winded up winning 12-10, and he's coming off a 5-0 win against Anthony White of Rutgers.
Well, Major quickly in on the shot here. But for Heppner, this is not necessarily a bad position. Credit to Major to be able to hold on to this for as long as he has.
Major, a tough fighter, wrestler, excuse me. He defeated Connor Roche in a 2-minute and 8-second pin.
With Heppner holding on to that right leg, now he's holding on to the left leg as the scramble continues. No points will be awarded for Major, but Heppner's going to get the go behind in the takedown. Just trying to continue to improve his position little bit by little bit, and right now there's a danger count being had, and the takedown will be awarded. Well, yeah, in a scoreless match, you defer. Now, Wilcox out almost immediately. The reason you do that is because then you get the lay of the land, just like in a football, you defer the kickoff to the second half. You kind of see what's happened in the first half. Change the angle. No one's going to score from there. That's just killing time, but that's an excellent drop to a shot there for Lee. He'll get the takedown.
1 minute remains, second period.
Well, and Wilcox, Lee in that situation not able to hold him down. Wilcox has the ability to be tough on top, but Lee able to get to his feet there, and riding time nowhere near a factor in this one.
In a 4-2 decision win, 24-3 is the overall score. Ohio State still up big, but a nice individual win for 19th ranked Brayton Lee.
Not really all that close to a takedown, but closing in on it. Now he gets closer with the leg elevated, and he'll score it.
There's our first points of the day, 3-0, Dylan D'Amelio. The riding time now will start.
And Dylan D'Amelio's had a few losses recently that have been somewhat head-scratching in terms of rankings and things like that. But talking to him and talking to the coaching staff, D'Amelio controlling that far wrist was able to keep Rooks from getting up off the mat with the palm of his hand. Keep the weight across those shoulders there. Now Rooks is able to get the hips free. Now swings the rest of him through for the escape. And as you were talking about, now you're within a takedown margin. The wrestlers know approximately how much time is left in the match, what the score is, what the situation is. But sometimes as a coach, you want to remind him, okay, there's another stall on D'Amelio.
He had an 18-3 Tech fall win in the opener versus Virginia Tech, who was top 10 in the nation at the time, and coming off a 5-0 win, decision. Quickly, Jesse Mendez with the takedown.
Gave up on music a long time ago.
Your son hasn't taught you that? He hasn't got you into the hip music? No hip-hop?
He's got earbuds in. I don't hear it.
So does everyone that age. 6-1 for Mendez, another takedown. But an escape for Fongaro.
Buzakis is almost frenetic, and Mendez is measured and just relentless in his pressure.
When it comes to the Big Ten championships, Mendez is going to have his hands full.
Oh, certainly. And like any good competitor, as he comes up with another takedown, he welcomes that.
One more takedown could do it with the tech fall, but might not see another takedowns. Not a lot of time left, and now an escape for Dan Fongaro.
Didn't see a lot of the lineup last year, red-shirted, but you saw him in a few circumstances last year. I guess the takedown here to start off the scoring. He has a really high ceiling. I mean, he's already tough to beat, but he is going to be next to impossible to beat if he can get consistent with the things that he does well. And he's well aware of that, and the coaching staff is well aware of that. You ask him, what's got to happen for you? I've got to do the things I do well all the time, instead of maybe having a brief mental or physical lapse in a match against high-level opponents that turns into that guy's takedown. Well, and let's look at that last weekend, right? It points to exactly that. Buzakis in the first duel of the weekend comes away with an upset victory against Penn State, against a highly ranked opponent, and then loses to an opponent ranked lower than he was. Freshman year last year when he was on campus and suffered that neck injury that kept him off the mat, to starting this year and having some bumps in the road with his first real ranked opponent competition. Boy, he's right in on the shot there quickly. His maturity and the way he has gone about his business, and you talk to Coach Ryan and the other coaches about it, the lifestyle that he lives.
Nick Williams, 54-55 is in his career. He was a 2023 NCAA alternate at 197, and it's his first year at the heavyweight with another takedown from Nick Feldman.
Well, this is a situation where he's not wrestling a full-sized heavyweight Feldman as an opponent, and there are not many guys who can get low to the ankles. He's kind of long and lean, and he's got big trunks and everything else. But there you see Feldman just with that upward pressure, and not only the physical pressure, but the psychological pressure of just, here I come. Big swings. And sometimes those result in home runs, and sometimes those result in strikeouts. And so it should be, if nothing else, entertaining to watch.
You would have to think that also makes it more challenging for a game plan if they wrestle the exact same way.
There is no game plan.
No.
Well, and he and his brother both are two of the top pinners in the history of Minnesota high school wrestling. And there you just see the feel of the hips. There was just enough separation. There was just enough height difference on the hips. Rogatsky felt it and was able to exploit that little bit of room. And there he took a big chance, and the swing was a strikeout.
Now that's a big-time reversal. Gavin Bell showing the versatility. So the riding time now at the minute mark. But we're tied up. 13th ranked Jackson Turley of Rutgers in a 4-3 decision. It's been a little bit since Nick South has wrestled in any time for the Hoosiers. He lost to Jack Wilt, 10-4 decision on Lehigh, and we have ourselves the first takedown of the day for Rocco Welsh.
Welsh has wrestled the number 1, number 3, and number 4 ranked wrestlers at this weight class. Lost all 3 of those matches by a combined 3 points.
This is a freshman who's 11th in the country against a redshirt senior. So that is a big difference in terms of experience in the college world. But Rocco Welsh, you wouldn't guess he's a freshman based on the way he wrestles, and with another takedown, he does so.
Yeah, that was an interesting visual demonstration from the official there.
Because you would have thought he would just put the 3 up.
He would have put the 3 points up. Instead, he waved it off. I'm wondering if he didn't say that the challenge was negated or the challenge was called off.